It's okay. But when you find someone like, Canelo or Golovkin, it's a different kettle of fish. I have to lean towards Canelo.
You're not going to beat Canelo until somehow over a long period of time Canelo beats himself.
Canelo clapped back at Terence Crawford during the press conference, firmly stating that Crawford is not on his level. He criticized fighters who step into the ring only to survive the full 12 rounds without truly engaging, arguing that this style produces boring fights that leave fans unsatisfied. Canelo stressed that boxing is meant to be about competition, excitement, and entertainment, not simply playing it safe. On the other hand, Kell Brook, who has battled world-class names like Gennady Golovkin and Terence Crawford, issued a strong warning about the upcoming fight. Brook explained that Crawford is walking into a challenge unlike any he has ever faced, because Canelo brings a completely different style to the table. He pointed out that while Crawford is shorter and relies heavily on speed, skill, and precise timing, Canelo offers a rare blend of power, ring intelligence, and tactical versatility. According to Brook, this unique combination is what makes Canelo such a dangerous opponent, and a challenge unlike any Crawford has experienced before.
Two supreme athletes fighting against each other, but you've got to sway towards Canelo. Crawford's gonna have to, move up, and I knew when I boxed Golovkin, there's a big difference, especially with someone that, fighting a middleweight, a mediocre world champion's it's okay, but when you're fighting someone like, Canelo or Golovkin, it's a different kettle of fish. I have to lean towards Canelo, but Crawford's very, very, very good.
Do you think Crawford's still got the legs? Obviously, he's very much got great eye.
Brook emphasized that Canelo's ability to adjust mid-fight and physically impose his will makes the ring a punishing place for any opponent. He explained that facing a strong, versatile fighter like Canelo requires a whole new mindset and level of preparation. Brook was clear that the challenge Crawford is stepping into is nothing like his past fights. In his view, Canelo's style and approach give him a distinct advantage, and the warning to Crawford was simple: this is not the kind of opponent he has ever encountered before.
Well, Crawford's not really like Mayweather in that aspect. He's more, he kind of sets his feet. He's cute with how he approaches, chucking shots and moving. You know what I mean? I think it's a different fight to Mayweather, and Canelo's obviously a different fighter from when he boxed Mayweather. But like I say, it's one of them what we've got to tune into and watch. Both unbelievable fighters, but I'd have to favour Canelo. Just his size and his experience, and just his ring generalship. He's got confidence.
Veteran commentator Jim Lampley voiced strong confidence in Canelo Alvarez's chances against Terence Crawford. While he praised Crawford as an exceptional talent with an outstanding record, he stressed that Canelo's mix of experience, physical strength, and mental toughness makes him a serious threat. Lampley pointed out that Canelo's track record of defeating elite fighters across multiple weight divisions gives him a major edge. He explained that Canelo's high ring IQ and ability to control pace and space allow him to dictate the flow of a fight, which he sees as crucial. Lampley also underlined that Canelo's sharp defense and counterpunching could disrupt Crawford's offense. Ultimately, he suggested that Canelo's complete, well-rounded style may give him the advantage despite Crawford's remarkable skills.
He has the most solid punch resistance of anybody in the sport. Nobody's ever knocked him off balance. Nobody's ever really knocked him down. There's only one official knockdown in his career, and it was because he bounced off the ropes when Jose Cotto hit him with a hard shot to the chest. And the referee employed a strict interpretation of the rules and said, oh, the ropes held you up, so that's a knockdown. He's never been put on his back by anybody. He rides horseback every morning. His legs are the strongest in the sport. You're not going to beat Canelo until somehow over a long period of time Canelo beats himself. If he gets tired of all the discipline he has had to employ to make all the money he's made, if he has enough giant ranches in the Yucatan, if he has enough beautiful horses, if he has had enough unforgettable dinners with Mexican billionaires in Mexico City and Vegas, then maybe. But my guess is he will retire without incurring another loss, because it's important to him to do that.
Which implies you like him against Bud Crawford.
I do like him against Bud Crawford, but I do think that it's a great fight. Now, I could change my mind when we get closer. Bud Crawford, to me, is a latter-day Sugar Ray Robinson. He has the multiple skills of Sugar Ray Robinson. He can defend or attack. He has a deep inner mean streak that he can employ at any moment in a fight to get what he wants. Before the fight against, help me out here,
Madrimov was his last fight. Spence?
Spence.
Yes.
Before the fight against Errol Spence, there were quite a lot of people in the sport, in boxing media, who were saying, I like Spence to win the fight. I was one of those people who said, no way. Errol Spence doesn't have the...
Terence Crawford's career is a testament to his remarkable talent and achievements. Time and again, he has displayed elite skills, power, and adaptability, securing his place among boxing's top fighters. Yet, his style creates a paradox in perception. Within boxing circles, his technical brilliance and tactical mastery are highly respected, but casual fans often overlook these qualities in favor of flashier, more aggressive fighters. Crawford's game is built on calculated precision, combining defense, sharp counters, and strategic pressure. While undeniably effective, this methodical approach is sometimes criticized for lacking the all-out action that casual audiences crave. As a result, the full depth of his skill is not always recognized or appreciated.
Crawford, on the other hand, he has been walking down his fighters, and people don't see that but me. For some reason, when I had that tape, people were screaming cat. And it's like David Evanezian, Errol Spence, Sean Porter, Gamboa, a Mean Machine. Even against Madrimov, the way he won the fight was by fighting. It wasn't Floyd Mayweather sticking. This guy has been too athletically gifted, and I mean explosive, hard punching, and too strong for his ops. When he's in orthodox, he boxes more. When he switched, he becomes a puncher. And now he's coming out southpaw. He ends you. He is not, you gotta watch him fight. He does do athletic things where his hands and his feet work together and he catches you for sure. But what he mostly do is he punishes and he bullies his op because he walks you down and whips your ass.
Boxing analyst Bomac presented a different view, recognizing Canelo's talent but emphasizing Crawford's superior technical skill. He argued that while Canelo is an elite fighter, Crawford's precision, speed, and ring generalship give him the edge. Bomac highlighted Crawford's motivation and preparation, noting that he always enters the ring with sharp focus and discipline. This mental strength, paired with his polished skill set, allows him to control the tempo, dictate exchanges, and outthink opponents. Though Canelo's power and experience make him a serious threat, Bomac believes Crawford's strategic approach and technical mastery could be the deciding factors, if he sticks to the plan. He suggested that this matchup is more likely to resemble a tactical chess game than a straightforward clash of power.
From Canelo and how he sort of assessed Bud Crawford's career, I almost feel after the Spence fight that was like an exclamation point on everything he's done, maybe from the critics who never gave him credit, but it almost seems like Canelo was downplaying his achievements. What do you make of that? Is that to build a fight? Because it sells itself.
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this. I think Crawford rebuttal was everybody always say he hasn't fought nobody, or everybody that he fought was a no name. But I'm gonna tell you like this: what Crawford said. Well, they was something until Crawford fought him. So obviously he's doing a great job because he's making everybody look normal.
Not everyone, like when they go against Canelo, I don't think there's anyone else in boxing who you would ask and say this is a possible task for, but for Crawford, because of his pound-for-pound abilities, and apparently no rehydration clause. Am I hearing that right? He wants full smoke at that weight.
Let's go, man. That's what Crawford wants. He wants to show the world that he's the best. So, and why put stipulations in there when you know that you can be the best? So let's go test ourselves.
Look, I appreciate you taking this time. We don't get to speak all the time, so it's good to get you over here, and maybe we'll catch up later in fight.
Canelo Alvarez's business manager, who has guided one of boxing's most lucrative careers, made bold claims about Canelo's physical advantage heading into the Crawford fight. He stressed that Canelo's body is uniquely built to withstand punishment and limit damage, a trait that sets him apart from the majority of fighters in the sport.
Call. I don't think he did. I think Crawford is a hell of a fighter, and it's going to be a hell of a fight.
How does weight play a part in that fight?
Oh, what?
How does weight play a part in that fight, do you feel?
Weight?
Weight. The size difference.
Oh, no, I don't think that, that doesn't, like you saw today, the guy was like, I don't know how much taller. It didn't really play into it either. But Crawford is a hell of a fighter. And you saw today when they did the face-off in the ring, they're virtually height-wise, they are virtually the same. Crawford might even be a little bit taller. But when you look at Canelo, the way he's built, his legs, his shoulders, his neck, that is why he's never been hurt. And he's never been hurt fighting fighters at a substantially higher weight, substantially bigger than him, and they still couldn't hurt him. Yeah. And then you look at Crawford, who is a smaller guy, is moving up 2 weight classes, tried at 154, barely won, couldn't hurt Madrimov, and now he's going to go against the guy with the best chin in the sport. That's why probably odds maker have Canelo as a favorite. But having said all of that, Crawford is just a hell of a fighter. I was there when he fought, I was ringside when he fought.
According to the manager, Canelo's conditioning, muscle structure, and defensive instincts have allowed him to withstand heavy punches without taking serious damage. He described this durability as a crucial advantage that could prove decisive against Crawford, who is naturally smaller and less physically imposing. The manager also referenced Crawford's recent performances, suggesting that he may lack the physical strength needed to break through Canelo's sturdy frame and resilience.
He just totally neutralized Spence's strengths. It was breathtaking to watch this. So Crawford is a very skilled fighter, very smart fighter, but again, he's never fought anybody like Canelo. You look at Canelo's resume. Canelo fought, now it's 21 former or current world champions. There's only 2 fighters in the history of boxing who have more than that. One of them is Floyd Mayweather with 24, and the other one is Manny Pacquiao with 23. And he is the only active fighter who fought so many world champions. So I think experience will play a big factor as well. You look at Canelo's resume, but it is, I think, the biggest fight that can be made. I think it's the biggest fight the sport has seen going back to as long as I can remember. I think it's just simple. And I've done some big fights with Floyd Mayweather, and I did Floyd Mayweather and Canelo. I promoted that, so I think this one is big.
Analysts widely regard Terence Crawford as a fighter with elite skills and exceptional ring IQ. Yet the challenge ahead is immense, as he steps up in weight to face one of boxing's all-time pound-for-pound greats in Canelo. Experts believe Crawford will stick closely to his proven game plan, since drastic changes this late in his career, especially at a higher weight, could backfire. His style has always revolved around precision, counterpunching, and tactical patience, and he is expected to lean on those strengths once again. The real test will be executing that approach while adjusting to the added weight and dealing with a physically stronger, battle-hardened champion. Analysts argue that Crawford's discipline, ability to stick to his strategy, and refusal to overextend himself will be key to his chances of success.
Canelo Alvarez, we need to talk about it. When we look at the guys who've had success with Canelo, we'll look at Bivol, we'll look at Golovkin, we'll look at Floyd, and we'll look at Lara. Yes, I'll throw Lara in there, why not? I think all these fights are absolutely irrelevant coming into this bout. Some of them are just dated, or some of these guys' style just cannot apply. For example, a guy in Lara. If Crawford wanted to fight how Lara fought Canelo, he would probably gas out in 7 rounds, or if he made it 12, he just wouldn't get that decision. It's that simple. Let's take a guy in Golovkin. Crawford just simply does not have the punching power, nor do I think he has the gas tank at 68. He's not a good enough puncher to try to fight Canelo like Golovkin. He doesn't have the physical traits, even in the chin department. Then you have Floyd Mayweather. Well, both can have a bit of similarities. The speed, reflexes, technical prowess, IQ, timing, counterpunching, lateral movement. It's just too much from Floyd. I don't think Bud could take much from Floyd's game plan to implement it into his own success in September. And then you have Dimitri. The speed, the technical prowess, the IQ, the length is too much. So essentially, Terence Crawford is going to have to beat Canelo in a way that nobody has ever beaten him or gave him any issues in. I'm going to tell you exactly how Crawford's going to fight. He's going to fight like his damn self. It's too late in his career to change up the game plan. It's too late in his career for him to want to change up the game plan coming to a fight of this magnitude with a style he's never fought before. That would be a recipe for disaster. He's going to be more than likely off the back foot. He's going to be looking for counter shots. And I think there will be a point in this fight where he's simply just trying to survive. I like Crawford. He's an amazing pound-for-pound fighter. A different animal at 168. This is one of the greatest of all time. I see win scenarios for him, but I don't see him being realistic. I can see him fighting off the back foot, using his speed, timing, and feet to stay away from Canelo. But that's very, very, very unlikely.
Nico Ali Walsh, rising boxer and commentator, weighed in on the matchup, stressing how evenly matched it could be. He pointed out that Crawford's recent sparring with heavyweight fighters showed his ability to handle larger opponents, potentially reducing Canelo's size advantage. Walsh explained that this preparation proves Crawford has trained specifically to deal with the power and physicality of a bigger man. Because of this, he views the fight as a true 50-50 contest where either could come out on top. His take underscores the unpredictability and excitement of the clash, with both fighters bringing unique strengths that make it hard to name a clear favorite.
Canelo's one of my favorite fighters. He's been my favorite fighter for the longest time. But, you know, I have to be Team Bud because me and Bud are cool. And I have so much belief in Bud. And I know who he is as a fighter. He is one of the greats. So he could do anything, he wants.
And being around both of them and seeing how they work and train and things like that, what makes both of them the fighters they are, in your opinion?
I've watched Bud, so for Bud in particular, he's calm in everything he does, and that kind of calm is scary to watch because it shows experience. You can see that he's been doing this for decades. You can see it with his shadow.
Legendary trainer and analyst Teddy Atlas gave a balanced perspective on the Canelo versus Crawford clash. He acknowledged Canelo's clear advantages in power, size, and physical strength, emphasizing how much these factors matter in any fight. At the same time, he pointed to Crawford's technical skill, ring IQ, speed, and determination as equally dangerous assets. Atlas framed the matchup as a classic clash of styles, Canelo's physical dominance against Crawford's technical brilliance. He stressed that both men have attributes that could tilt the fight their way, making it a tightly contested battle. In his view, the result will come down to which fighter executes his game plan more effectively, calling it a true 50-50 showdown with strong arguments for either man winning.
He's human. So he had a few hiccups. He won the fight. He's Terence Crawford. A lot of people say, "Oh, Teddy, you make him so good. You're always saying how great Crawford is." But who's he beating? He unified the, what was his first division? Lightweight, then he unified the junior. Then he unified the junior welter. Then he unified the welter. I think I got the weight classes right. It doesn't matter. He unified like 3 different weight classes. He moved up in weight. Guys are tired of me saying it. I look at him. Look, Canelo's special too. I get it. And he's bigger. I get that too. And everyone's going to say, well, after Madrimov fight again, had a couple hiccups. Now he's stepping up another weight class. Now he's got to fight Canelo, who's even bigger, stronger, better puncher. A unified champion that he's been. All of that stuff. He's not going to be able to handle it. I asked this question. See, I go to the other side. I say, okay, yeah, can Canelo handle the smaller guy who's going to be faster, who's going to be slicker, who's going to be better defensively, who's going to have better legs, who's going to be able, sometimes Canelo at this point in his career can slow down a little bit. They're both getting older. I get
That wraps up today's video. Stay tuned for the next one.